Can you explain what SRE is to the audience?
SRE is...
You did a great talk on this on our user group.
Oh, thank you. SRE is site reliability engineering. Mm-hmm. It was a concept developed by Google. They felt that, the whole DevOps and Agile development process didn't really get us to where we needed to be. It still was kind of siloed. You still had developers, you still had operations people, and you're always going to have that sort of conflict because they have different priorities. Developers are looking to develop their code and push it into production. Operations people are looking to always have the systems up and running. Mm-hmm. And the best way to do that is to have no change. So you have one group that wants to change every day, and you have another group that never wants to change.
So the goal is the goal is contrary to other goals, essentially.
Basically, yes.
It's poor goal making.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and that's what SRE really goes about. What Google found was they had a bunch of developers that actually had a lot of operational experience or operational aptitude. So they said, well,
what? Sorry, that sounds like technical.
They had developers that actually understood how the systems worked underneath. They didn't just understand the code, they understood the underneath piece. So they took those people and they said...
so they took the people out of the whole pool of employed people.
And they said,
picked them out. Okay, got it.
You guys are the bridge. You're half developer, half operations. And what they found were these people started developing systems in code to control the operation, because they don't want to do all the mundane things. They didn't want to create users and clear disk space and monitor backups. They automated all that crap.
Right.
And they kind of lived in a world of freedom.
Right. Sorry. The best is when you do that and nobody knows you did it. You're just like, yeah, I'm working really hard. Yeah. This is you gave me this terrible, difficult task.
Exactly. But the best part of it is they have a philosophy of an error budget. So they know going into it that systems are going to fail. Mm. It's going to happen.
An error budget?
An error budget. Or failure budget. Right. So we're going to say your system...
I need a big failure budget.
Well, if I'm writing the code, I need a very big failure budget.
Maybe everybody does, right?
But so
how do you decide how big the failure budget should be?
Well, it's whatever percentage that you as a business come up with. So let's say you're allowed to have 20 minutes of downtime.
So you try something.
Right. Okay. So let's say your piece of the pie is allowed to have 20 minutes of downtime every month. So your developers keep pushing new changes. When they get to that 20 minutes of downtime, because they've written bad code, they can't push any more changes. That's it. They've used up their budget until next month. So there's no arguing, oh, this has to go.
I have a budget like that. My wife makes sure I use up all my words when I'm here. I'm doing great, by the way. You're totally challenging me, so keep going. The error budget, yeah.
So you get the error budget, and then they also have a concept of blameless postmortems. Right. So you've worked on the operations side.
Well, it's kind of like what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
With just society as a whole needs to get more blameless.
Exactly.
Or less blamey.
Yes.
Yes.
So your system fails, you have a postmortem because you want to figure out why did it fail. Well, when I first started my career, it was the system guys would go, it was the network. The network guys would go, it was security. Security would go, no, it was the systems. Somebody had to be the fall guy. In the end, It was somebody's fault. And usually the guy that wasn't at the meeting, it was his fault.
Right, of course. Nice.
So with a blameless postmortem, you say, here's what broke. Here's what we can do to prevent it from breaking again.
So what happens when someone tries to blame? Do they throw an eraser at him or something? Or
yeah, they get
hit him with a newspaper.
They get thrown off the island.
Get thrown off
Exactly.
At least a minute or two of falling noise.
So so with the error budget taking away the political fight of do we push or not push, and the blameless postmortem, people are actually free to innovate.
You guys are doing this?
What?
You guys are doing this?
We're trying our best.
Right.
I don't know that anybody's doing it as well as
with your clients. Obviously, right. You have your own meetings, and then you have your strategies for your clients as well.
Yep.
So, but you're seeing it working.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds really great to me. I mean, when you told when you told us this in the group, I was like, this is it. This totally blows DevOps away.
It's a philosophical change, and it requires managers who are comfortable in their own skin, because you're kind of giving up a little bit of your control, which is good. I think the more you push further down the stack, the better off you are.
So here's a secret that not everyone knows, although I'm sure you do know it, which is that to serve is to lead.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. If you're really being the leader, you're solving the problems.
Yes.
It doesn't mean always necessarily getting up in the front and going, fire. You don't. It isn't being Captain Kirk.
Right.
There was a great Black Mirror on that, by the way. I don't know if you watched Black Mirror, but
I've watched a few of them.
Right. Okay. So it's kind of like Twilight Zone. So everyone's kind of different. But you don't get to be Captain Kirk and get up there and go fire.
Right.
It's like really what you're trying to do is you're trying to, like, you're Scotty and you're trying to glue things together.
Yes.
Yeah. Or you're Uhura and you're trying to get people to talk to each other.
Right.
That's what a real leader's doing.
Yep.
The guy in the captain's chair is just there to make the final decision when there's no other way to do it.
Exactly.
Or to do all the stuff that no one else wants to do. Hopefully not too much of that, right? Right.
Yeah, we get the interns to do that.
Yeah. Hopefully you can delegate, right? If you have resources. If you're successful, you can delegate at some point.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So, okay, well, that's a great explanation. So you guys are happy with the results, or is it still a work in progress?
It's a work in progress.
Is there anyone out there going, this is terrible, we can't use this anymore, it's a disaster, we shouldn't have done this?
Not that I know of. I mean, a lot of big companies.
I don't think so either.
Facebook is moving this direction. Google obviously embraced it. LinkedIn uses it. So I
So
think
Google is not always evil, huh? All right. So they're evil but smart.
Right, exactly.
Okay.